Well, it's Sunday evening. That means we're doing some Apex this racing. It's another week of the P Cup series with 2 more weeks to go after this one. This is round 10 of 12. This week we head to Interlagos in Brazil, through the Jose Carlos Pace Circuit. It's a dynamic racing circuit located in Sao Paulo, Brazil. Interlagos is a more commonly referred to name. It's known for its challenging layout. Circuits boasts 15 corners, which are going to test our driver's skills and precision tonight. Interesting fact about the track is it's hosted numerous notable racing events, most frequently the Formula One Championship for its Brazil stop, and the World Endurance Challenge has been here too as well last year. Circuit's named after Jose Carlos Pace, who is a renowned Brazilian motorsports figure in Brazil. It's honoring his contribution to racing culture in the region. It's a thrilling place that combines technical challenge with rich motorsport history. We'll see our drivers fare here this evening in their two classes, the Porsche Cup and our GT4 Cayman. So qualifying just underway here. You can see the conditions we're dealing with here this evening. In real life, but it's actually a morning session at the track, early morning. So it's just interesting to see how the track temperature changes as the sun comes up a little higher. The track temperature is notoriously high all the time here in Brazil, as you're very close to the equator. So a whole lot of sun getting on the track. But right now, 21-degree air temp, 24-degree track temp. You see there, no rain in the forecast. So expecting a dry race here this evening. So as I mentioned, this is week 10 of 12. Let's take a quick look here at the schedule and see how we got to this point in time. We started off in round 1 at Silverstone. Quickly went over to Italy for Monza and Imola, back-to-back Italian tracks. Virginia International Raceway was hosting round 4. Went back over to the UK for Oulton's Park for round 5. Royal featured us in round 6. Circuit de Spa round 7th, back to the USA for round 8. Daytona International. We flew back off over to Europe again to Austria to the Red Bull Ring, and then that finds us here at round 10, Autodromo Jose Carlos Pace, as I mentioned, also or commonly referred to as Interlagos. Round 11 next week sees us head off to Watkins Glen. Then we're going to wrap everything up in sunny California at Laguna Seca Raceway. So our drivers are on track, putting in qualifying times. Let's take a quick look here and see how they stand. Justin Atchison right now up top of the Porsche Cup qualifying. He's got a 136.1, just 4/100ths ahead of Joseph Maher in second place. Kelly Greenhoe currently holding down third place. Kelly not out on track though. It's like he's feeling confident in his lap times are going to hold up to this point in time. In our GT4 side of things, Spencer Bodway leading the way around. Spencer is our current championship leader in GT4 too as well. We'll take a look at those points in a few moments here. But he's just ahead of his buddy John Cooper in second place, 4/10 up on Coop. Roman Bykov in third place in GT4. Ozek Sulu in fourth. Doesn't look like we have Aaron Sunday here this week or Sean Teeter, a couple of our regulars in the Cayman class. So some points to be had, potentially championship points to be taken away by Ozek Sulu and Spencer Bodway, as both John Cooper and Roman Bykov don't actually qualify for the points championship in the Cayman class. So speaking of points championship, Brian Zinn is, I believe, our leader in the Porsche Cup thing. So why don't we take a look at that here instead of speculating. First up, we'll take a look at the P Cup standings. There we see Brian Zinn up top of the standings. He's 7 points ahead of Mark Miller in second spot. The two of them have a fair gap over Joseph Maher in third place. So it looks like the championship's going to come down to between Zinn and Miller the last 3 rounds. Joseph Maher in third place. He's 7 points up on Brian Lemke. Richard Swindell is holding down 5th spot. He's up 2 points ahead of Justin Atchison and 3 points ahead of Jesse Meager in 7th place. We find Kelly Greenhoe in 8th, 66 points. Daniel Salmon in 9th, 62 points. And then we go back a bit of a ways to Sean Giroux in 10th at 51 points. Let's take a look over here now at our Cayman side of things. So over here we see Spencer Bodway leading the way. Oh, big hammer for Zinn into the wall there on that lap. It's unfortunate for him, but he's going to pop back to the pits. We'll take a look here at the Cayman standing. Spencer Bodway leading the way, 106 points. That puts him 9 points up on second place. Ozek Sulu. Kent Kruger not here again too as well this week. in third place, 92 points, just 4 points up of Aaron Sunday. But luckily enough for Kent, Aaron not here either. Sean Teeter in fifth, tied with Uwe Hale for 70 points. Then we see Mark Bray rounding out the top 7. Then we haven't seen Chris Miller, Tim Havalka, Tyler Nevins, or Federico Del Toro for a few races. Although it looks like Federico was in this session here, Richard Swindells is going to massively bin it on his final lap as the clock ticks over to end qualifying. So that's going to pretty much all but do it for qualifying. We've got Austin Diltz still on track, but he is our lone car. So about 30 seconds to go in qualifying. Take a look. Standing still, Justin Atchison up top, Joseph Marr in second, Kelly Greenhoe in third. Austin not going to have enough time to put in a lap, so it's just a bit of a sighting lap here for him as he's out on track here. Going to start at the back of the P Cup P Cup field, excuse me, as he has not put in a time, but 30 seconds to go. That's definitely not enough time to get around, complete that out lap, and get a hot lap in, as there's a hard cut on timing and scoring once the clock ticks over. There it is. So the checker flag showing on the graphics there. We'll let timing and scoring reset. Take a quick look at the grid here. There we go. Justin Atchison taking pole position. He'll have Joseph Marr to his outside. Behind them, we're going to find Kelly Greenhoe and Brian Zinn. In fifth place, Morgan Smith. He'll have Richard Swindells behind him. Wesley Cotton are going to start seventh with Austin Diltz to his outside. Daniel Zippy Salmon in ninth, and Fozzie Fazillo going to round out the top 10. And then we have our Cayman class, John Cooper in first spot, Spencer Rodaway in second, Roman Bykoff going to start third, Ozik Sulu in fourth, and then we'll see Federico Del Toro if he hits the grid in fifth. So we're just waiting for our drivers to grid up. I believe this is going to be a short pace lap. It is. It looks like we're starting somewhere in around turn 4. Turn 6. There we are. There's our field. Turn 6. So we'll wait for our drivers to grid up, and then we're getting underway. Typical 35-minute race. As per usual, the rest of the season, our drivers will need to pop in for some fuel at some point in time. They won't need any tires, just a quick little splash of fuel and back out on track, and then we'll be carrying on for the rest of the time. But while we're waiting for the rest of our drivers to grid up, why don't we talk about our sponsor for the season, Apex Sim Racing. They've not only sponsored the league, but they're sponsoring the broadcasts all this season. Apex Sim Racing is the place for your immersive racing gear. They carry Cube Controls, Momo, Moza Racing, Saybelt, Sigma Integrale, SimMagic, OBP Motorsport, OMP, Rich D PC, and Apex Sim Racing. It's their own specialty brand. They carry pedals, steering wheels, wheelbases, displays, shifters, gears, seats, dash boxes, button boxes, cables, and more. So basically, anything you could possibly want for your sim racing needs, you can find at Apex Sim Racing. You can find a link to them at the Apex This iRacing website, and just look under our partners. So once again, we thank Apex Sim Racing. So we know our field is heading around behind the pace car. The drivers will have to wait for the green flag. It is not green, or it's not go on green once the driver, once the top 2 drivers decide to pull away here. This is they must wait for a green flag to go. So you see the cars bunch up into the final quarter. The pace car will duck into the pits. The GT4 class will leave a little bit of a space. See there, they're leaving them, say, about 3 or 4 seconds between them and the Porsche Cup field. So it looks like Fozzie Fazillo and Federico Del Toro not going to start here this evening. So only a 13-car grid here this evening. Into the final corner. I believe they call this turn 15 for some reason. It's more or less just a little kink in the road, but there they go. You can see the marshal stand off on the right. Formation getting tight. All of our drivers nose to tail on this one. Around this last little bend that they call turn 15, and we'll be going green. There we go. Barney's got the flag in hand, and he is ready to go once green drops. There it is. Green flag is away. The Cayman class coming in behind. Looks like John Cooper and Spencer Bowdoin going to lead them away there. Justin Atchison trying to hold off the charge of Joseph Marr around the outside into turn 1. Kelly Greenhoe with some competition from Brian Zinn on the outside. Looks like Greenhoe going to hold on to that position though. Zinn going to tuck in behind. Zinn goes a little wide as they gather up the back end of that car over the curves. To Joseph Marr going to look to the inside of Justin Atchison early on here. I think Atchison just going to let him go. Oh, he's going to try and fight back to the inside. He's going to compromise his exit though. Kelly Greenhoe and Brian Zinn right there. Looks like Zinn made the crossover on Greenhoe. Himself up into second place. A little rubbing there from Atchison and Zinn against each other. Justin Atchison now from pole all the way back to third place, potentially down to fourth if Kelly Greenhoe can make the stick around the outside. Not the start that Justin Atchison was looking for here this evening. Looks like he's been able to fight off Kelly Greenhoe and hold on to P3. Stop the bleeding early on in this one, but Brian Zinn up 2 spots right now into second place. Joseph Marr trying to open up a gap out front over he and Zinn. Looks like the rest of the field all getting sorted out here, nose to tail. Daniel Salmon taking the trying to take the old line that used to be able to take through turn 12. That's going to hit him an off track. You cannot drop your tires into that kind of runoff AstroTurf cement block area like you used to be able to. They changed that up last season. Morgan Smith dusting, dropping a tire on this side. Sorry, that was Austin Diltz. He and Morgan Smith were in the same paint scheme here this evening, so I have to make sure I'm looking at the right driver when I'm referring to what's going on between the two of them. But Wesley Cottonor is ahead of Morgan Smith. He's going to miss the brake marker, locks up the front tires. He goes wide. Richard Swindell thinks about making a move, and the inside has to bail, but he's going to finally get that move stuck in around Cottonor. So that's going to drop Cottonor back to where he's qualified in 7th place. Was up 2 spots, but back to where he qualified now. He has Swindell's ahead of him and Salmon in behind. It looks like we've lost Austin Diltz early on too as well. We'll have to see if we can look and see what happened there. Looks like Diltz had an off track. Let's take a quick look here, see what happened to him. So he's in behind Swindell's heading out of turn 1. We saw him go off onto the grass. So that wasn't, that was just a drop the tire onto the grass. Did he potentially lose it in turn 1 too as well? Let's see. Oh, he did. He missed the brake marker for turn 1. He's going to go wide. Little kiss to the wall, and he calls it quits from there. So now we're down to 8 Porsche Cup cars. If anybody else from the league is out there watching this evening, don't be afraid to jump in and join the last 2 sessions here. Doesn't matter if you're in a points battle or not. Definitely more cars on the grid would be a welcome sight. Remember the days where we used to have 30 to 40 cars every single race at Apex? This be nice to see that come back again. Don't worry about fighting for championships. Get out there and race somebody. Have some fun without having to worry about losing any I rating or safety rating. Just have some fun on the tracks. Speaking of fun, we see Morgan Smith putting a ton of pressure on the back of Kelly Greenhoe. Smith going to go deep into turn 3. Drops a couple tires in the full car off the track. Gets it gathered back up, but just ahead of them, it's like Justin Atchison has now caught back up to Brian Zinn. Zinn was able to make a move around him early on. Was trying to put some pressure on Joseph Marr, but looks like Zinn falling back a little bit into Justin Atchison's clutches. Remember, Atchison was our pole sitter for this race, so he definitely had the pace in qualifying, where he did qualify ahead of Zinn. So 1 lap pace, Atchison had a little better lap time. Let's see if he's able to leapfrog back ahead of Brian Zinn. Let's check back in at our Caymans. Spencer Bowdoin, our championship leader, leading the way. He's going to go way off track. It's going to cost him an off track, potentially a slowdown. We'll see here. He goes wide again. Roman Bykoff in the Coors Lightning machine, trying to put a ton of pressure on the back end of Spencer Bowdoin. Now, as I mentioned, Bykoff unable to compete for points in the Cayman class. So it's just a matter of chalking up wins here for him. So I'm not sure how hard Spencer Bowdoin is going to try and fight bike off here, but we'll see how it plays out as this race goes on. We're only at the 5-minute mark into this one, so plenty of time for these two drivers to battle it out on board here with bike off. See Spencer Bodway up ahead as they head in around turn 15 here by the flag stand. Marshall just enjoying the view from up there. Not much going on at his point of view. He's probably got the easiest Marshall stand in the entire track, as you can see in the background there. Ozak Sulu and Jonathan Cooper. That's our 3rd and 4th place Caymans. Sulu holding just over a second gap over Cooper in 3rd place. But check back in this battle for 2nd place in Porsche Cup. Atchison still trying to find a way around Brian Zinn. Zinn trying to make that P-Cup car as wide as he potentially can. This has now brought in Kelly Greenhoe and Morgan Smith into this battle. So now it's a 4-car battle for 2nd place. See Ashton going deep into that corner. Justin Atchison trying to find a way to get around Brian Zinn. Have to get in a little bit of the chrome horde, just trying to unsettle the car. Try and force a maneuver there, but Zinn doing well to hold on to that position as it stands right now. We'll see if Atchison's able to wear him down and find a way around. Take a look back here at the battle for 4th and 5th. Greenhoe currently occupying that position. Morgan Smith a little bit in the catbird seat here. I'd almost say this is probably your preferred position if you're not leading this pack, being at the tail end of this pack. Because if something were to happen up ahead, he has ample time to try and make evasive maneuvers to get around it and pick up a number of spots if that were to happen. This section here, very tricky in the Porsche Cups. I tried to run this race earlier this week. I got taken out right here at this corner on lap 1. Car on the outside where Morgan Smith was decided, hey, I want that inside line where I was, and drove right back from the outside of the track into the side of me, spun me around, and I got cleaned out by about 5 or 6 cars that were in behind me. So that was the end of that race, and I decided that, you know what, this was enough Porsche Cup for me already this week here. But our drivers battling it out right now. So it's kind of settled down here a little bit between Atchison and Zinn. I don't know if Atchison pushed a little hard and overheated those front tires a little bit. And it fell back off Zinn a little bit, see if he can cool down the tires and work on another charge. As now Zinn's open up almost 4/10 over Atchison in 3rd place. And we know who's loving seeing this in his mirrors. It's this guy up front, Joseph Morrow. But they continue to battle behind him for 2nd place. It's allowed him to open up 1.8 seconds over 2nd place. He's also holding the quickest lap of the race, our only driver to dip into the 35s at this point in time. But looks like we have potential move here. Atchison looking to try and go the hard way around Zinn on the outside line, but if he would have been able to stay side by side with Zinn, that would have given him the inside line in the next corner. But unfortunately, Atchison had to woe the car up a little too much on the outside. He couldn't quite carry as much speed around the outside as Zinn could on the inside, and that compromised his exit. So we'll see if he's able to reload up to try and take another shot at that position. Take a look back here from Zinn's wing. See Morgan Smith trying to make a move around Kelly Greenhoe in behind. See there, he's able to get it done. So that's going to drop Greenhoe back into 5th place. Not the start that Kelly Greenhoe wanted. He, in 5th place, qualified up in 3rd. So see if Kelly is able to navigate his way back around Morgan Smith. Let's take a look here again and see how Morgan got that set up to head into turn 4. Oh, looks like Greenhoe ran a little wide. Had to back out of the throttle, and that's all Morgan Smith needed. You didn't need a second invitation to take that spot away. The first one was more than enough. So he's going to try and set his sights on Atchison and Zinn up ahead. See if he's able to close in on that battle. Looks like he's closing in fairly quickly. Greenhoe dropping off the back of Morgan Smith. See if Kelly's able to gather himself up, get back into this battle, because we'd love to see a 4-car battle for that 2nd step on the podium. Oh, actually 2 of the 3 steps on the podium up for grabs here in this battle. As we see in behind them, Richard Swindell's 6th place where he's qualified. Cruising along, and a little ways back further, Daniel Salmon. He's gotten around west of Cottonor. It's going to promote Salmon up into 7th place. It's going to drop Cottonor back into 8th. Let's see if we can see what happened to west of Cottonor. Looks like he had an off track here again. So I believe this is in turn 12. There is always going to lose the back end. That's going to allow Swindells to get around him. Oh, he's just going deep into the green stuff there. By the time he gets round back on track, oh, you're gonna lose the back end again. I think that's gonna bring Daniel Salmon into his clutches. See Cottonor getting back on track, and there we see Daniel Salmon going by. So unfortunately, instead of about 30 seconds there for Wesley Cottonor, Real Morgan Smith has effectively caught this battle for 2nd place now. So see if he can put some pressure on Justin Atchison. Go on board here with Morgan Smith, see what he's seeing out of his front windshield. The gap between Zinn and, Zinn in 2nd place and Joseph Meyer up ahead, staying stagnant at 1.8 seconds. So I thought if these cars battled a little more that Joseph would be able to pull away a little bit, but right now, it looks like he is fairly stagnant in behind two, or just ahead of this battle too as well. Oh, Zinn's going to go wide. That's going to allow Justin Atchison through. Let's see if Morgan Smith can make the move too as well. Zinn trying to force him to the inside. It looks like Morgan Smith's going to have a better run through turn 3. They're going to go side by side into turn 4. Looks like Zinn a little bit ahead. We'll be able to see if he's able to hold on to that spot. Yeah, it looks like Morgan Smith's going to tuck in behind. Oh, no, he locks up the fronts, almost loses the car out of turn 4. Kelly Greenhill with a little bit of rub on the way by. It's unfortunate for Morgan Smith. He just went from 3rd place, potentially all the way down to 5th. We see that he has the pace. We'll see if he's able to chase back up to that battle again. But right now, Justin Atchison got himself back up into 2nd place. That was our pole sitter for the race. So we'll see if he's able to put it in a couple pole laps to try and chase down Joseph Barr. That gap now, while they battled at the start of this lap, is opened up to 2.4 seconds now for Joseph Meyer up ahead. So we got a battle back here in the Cayman class. Spencer Bodway still leading the way, but he's got Roman Bykoff, and now Jonathan Cooper has joined this battle. Oh! Coop getting hit on the back bumper of Bykoff there, giving a little, trying to give a little help into the corner. See the two different lines. Look like Jonathan Cooper drove deep into that corner. Had to go a little wide to gather up the front end of that car. Cooper going to get in off track, going out wide in that final corner. Oh, he's going to go wide again in turn 12. Jonathan Cooper overdriving his Cayman car. He needs to reel it back in a little bit. That's going to cost him a ton of time. Let's go on board here with Coop as he tries to chase down Roman Bykoff and Spencer Bodway up ahead into turn 1. Doesn't look like Bykoff going to try and make a move on Bodway here. They all get up on the curve a little bit, cross back to the right side, and then back again to the left side. It's so easy to get the car unsettled. Those raised curves, they're kind of off camber too as well. So you're crisscrossing back and forth from one side of the track to the other. You throw it from one side to the other a little too quickly, and it's easy to get that car unsettled in through there. But looks like Coop able to quickly chase them back down, but this battle kind of stagnant now. Bykoff not quite close enough to make a move. Although he gets through turn 6 a little quicker than Spencer Bodway, able to close that up. Bodway's going to go defensive. Bykoff taking a more traditional route there. He's going to get himself out wider though into turn 7. Not the preferred line there. That's going to allow Jonathan Cooper to close back up on the tailpipe of Bykoff. Coop trying the deep late apex into that corner. See the various lines being taken by all of these drivers. Take a look back here from Spencer Bodway. You can see those two cars battling out. Coop again going to go out wide. Jonathan Cooper, no regards for track limits here this evening. Coop just throwing it left, right, center, wherever he possibly can out on track. That's going to cost him a bunch of time again, too, as well. He's going to fall back behind Roman Bykov. Let's pop back up here into Porsche Cup. It's like Brian Zinn falling back off Justin Atchison, now 3 seconds back of Atchison. So Zinn now has Kelly Greenhoe in behind him. It's like Morgan Smith is falling back behind Richard Swindells too as well. Looks like Morgan came in for a pit stop. So a driver we're used to seeing trying to utilize the undercut. He's going to do it again this week. Morgan Smith, one of our early cars into pit cycle. It's going to move him back to 6th place. It's going to promote Richard Swindells up into 5th. So pop back up here. We'll see if Kelly Greenhoe able to chase down Brian Zinn up ahead. Take a look back at Zinn. You can see the gap between he and Greenhoe as they're coming towards the start-finish line. This is going to finish up lap 10 for them and be the beginning of lap 11. Just take a quick look up to our leader here. That gap was 2.3 seconds when Justin Atchison took over 2nd place. Don't look now, but Atchison has that gap down to 1.5 seconds. So Justin Atchison last lap by 0.2 quicker than Joseph Maher. If he can do that a couple more times, he will be within striking distance of Joseph Maher as we're heading close to the halfway mark in this one. So still plenty of racing left to go. So we're going to go somewhere in around the 22 to 24 lap mark based on lap times right now. So still plenty of time for Justin Atchison to try and chase down Joseph Maher. But we'll jump back to GT4 as this battle's still going on. See Cooper trying to make a move around Roman Bykov. He's going to duck to the outside. He's going to try for the crossover here. Bykov right on up on the back bumper of Spencer Bodway. Coop looks to the outside. He's going to try and power around the outside of that car. So he's unable to do it right now. Bykov holding him off, but down the straight, Cooper going to take the inside line to see if he's going to be a battle of the late breakers here. Jonathan Cooper dives up the inside. Roman Bykov backs out of that one. That's going to promote Cooper up into 2nd place. We'll see if he's able to chase down his buddy Spencer Bodway up ahead. Bodway also our championship leader in the Cayman class, with only one other competitor in the Cayman class here tonight, Ozek Sulu. It's a bunch of points for Spencer Bodway to pick off in his drive towards the championship here this evening. Oh, we see Bykov diving deep into that corner. Almost clears out Jonathan Cooper. We go on board here with Bykov. This guy's heavily overdriving this Cayman car. We see Bodway go wide out of turn 12. That's going to allow Jonathan Cooper to close that gap up and see if Cooper gets enough of a draft into turn 1 to try and make that move on Spencer Bodway. Right now, it's Bodway's position to hold, but we'll see after that time he lost through turn 12 if it works out better for Cooper. Bodway holding the inside line a little bit. He's going defensive here. He's going to duck to the outside, cross back over. That's going to allow Roman Bykov to close up that gap too as well on the back of Jonathan Cooper. To head down the short straight between turn 3 and 4. Varying lines. Cooper going a little defensive. He's going to work himself back to the right. Then cross back to the inside for turn 5. As they head around the hill up into turn 6 here now. Very interesting lines here by all three of these drivers. Spencer Bodway looks like he drives to the defensive line. They kind of switches back to the traditional line for the late apex type corner. That's pretty much most of the corners here at Interlagos are, as you need to really late apex them to try and maximize your exit out of the corner. It's not a track that I've had a whole lot of success at. Won a few races here, but it's just been more or less luck than anything else. I've never really found a way to be real competitive on lap times here. Unfortunately, it's just one of those tracks that just doesn't really mesh well for me and my driving style. But pop back up here at Brian Zinn as he's now securely under pressure from Kelly Greenhoe. We've seen Zinn as high as second place, right now in third, still up one spot from where he qualified. He's currently occupying the position where Kelly Greenhoe qualified. Kelly now down one spot into fourth. He'd like to get his qualifying position back into third place, but Kelly not one of the aggressive drivers in the league. He's kind of patient, try and force a mistake from Zinn and then try and capitalize it at that point in time. We often don't see Kelly trying to really aggressively make his way through there, so I don't expect any real lunges here from Kelly. They'll just try and keep the pressure on, try and force a mistake from Zinn, but that's going to end up lap 13 here as they're heading down to the start-finish line. And we are now about 14 minutes to go in this one. We should start seeing more and more of our drivers come in for fuel service. Neither one of these two are going to pop in this time by, so another lap around. What we see, Greenhoe tight into the draft of Brian Zinn. Zinn going a little wide into turn one. Greenhoe holding a tighter line, but Zinn able to cross back to this track, maintain a little more pace through there. So Kelly was going to want to run a little wider line into turn one if he can. You want to try, as I mentioned earlier, try and maximize your exit speed on these corners. Almost every corner on this track is a corner you're going to want to try in late apex. There's no real double apex or middle apex tracks here, or track corners here at this track. Spot back at our GT4 battle. Still status quo. Spencer Bodway leading the way away around. Jonathan Cooper still in second place. Roman Bykoff still in third, although he's fallen off the back of that battle a little bit. So we saw Justin Ashton closing in. He had it down to 1.3 seconds over Joseph Mara, but looks like something happened to Ashton. Had a bit of an off track here, and that's cost him about 3 seconds worth of time. And I'm not sure why he went so slow through there. If he was worried about losing the back end or going off track, but that's cost him a ton of time. Now about 5 seconds back of Joseph Mara. He's actually fallen back into the clutches of Zinn and Greenhoe. So we'll see if the two of them work together now instead of battling to try and chase down Justin Atchison up ahead. Looks like Morgan Smith had another off-track excursion. Let's take a look at this one here. It's the same corner. We saw him lock it up earlier on. It's similar to what we just saw happen to Atchison. Went a little off-track and really slow down, gather it up as to not go deep and spin. But Wesley Cottonor looks like he's got back around Daniel Salmon, but oh, Cottonor's going to lose it big into turn 12. Tank slaps it. Oh, just a little tiny kiss of the curb, or of the wall there. So not the race Wesley was envisioning, I'm sure, when he signed up here this evening. It looks like he's pulled it to the pits and called it an evening from there. So I'm not sure what's going on here with Justin Atchison, but losing a ton of time. Last lap, only a 137.25 to Zinn's 136.69 and Greenhoe's 136.70. So virtually identical laps for Zinn and Greenhoe. They're catching up on the back of Justin Atchison very quickly here. Not sure if Atchison, I don't see any damage on his car there, but he went from putting in blistering laps, trying to chase down Joseph Mara up ahead, to falling way back with that off track. See if he pops into the pits this time by for some service. No, he's going to go around another lap, but he is getting reeled in by Zinn and Greenhoe quickly here. Let's go on board with Brian Zinn and take a look at what he's chasing up ahead. You can see that green, black, and yellow car. Well, I guess you can't really see it there. The number board's blocking it, but green, black, and yellow car of Justin Atchison just ahead. Kelly Greenhoe lurking in behind Zinn. But two of them working together well to chase down Atchison up ahead. So it's going to be a 3-car battle for second spot on the podium. Joseph Marr loving seeing this up ahead as now he's got a 7-second lead over this battle for second place. Let's quickly go back to our GT4 field. Oh no, looks like we've Jonathan Cooper and Roman Bykoff. Something happened to them. They are way back. Oh, they both come in for pit service. So our two GT4 drivers that have come in for service is Cooper and Bykoff. So we'll see if Spencer Baudouin answers this time back by. No, into turn one, he's going to go around another lap. Back to the battle for second place in P Cup. Greenhoe back on the tailpipe of Zinn. It ebbs and flows here between this battle where Zinn pulls out a little bit, then Greenhoe falls back in, pulls him back in, then Zinn pulls ahead. Atchison falls in, pulls back ahead. So I would almost think maybe if I was Kelly Greenhoe, I might have pitted that time by. Try and utilize the undercut here, get into some clean air. And you can do a lap or two by yourself. Maybe, just maybe, use the undercut to get yourself up into second place. But that opportunity is gone here now as he stayed out for another lap. And he'll continue to try and battle with Brian Zinn and Justin Atchison. Looks like Daniel Salmon coming in for his service. So that's going to leave just our top 5 drivers in Porsche Cup to come in for service. They will be nearing the tail end of their fuel load here as we're now less than 10 minutes to go in this race. Joseph Marr holding steady, although he's lost a little bit of time to Atchison. Still holds a 6-second gap over second place Justin Atchison. You can see the Cayman cars of Bykoff and Cooper just ahead. They have both come in for service, but our leader in Porsche Cup making his way around, Roman Bykoff. Looks like Joseph going to go around for another lap here. Oh no, he's coming in for service. He made a liar out of me. So he moved around. Roman Bykoff come in for service. Atchison going to go around another lap. Zinn another lap. Kelly Greenhoe going to come in. So there we go. I mentioned Kelly might be advantageous for him to pop out into the pits and get out of the battle there between Zinn and Atchison. So we'll see here if Zinn and Atchison counter with a pit stop next time by. Looks like Swindell's going to go around another lap too as well. You can see our leader, Joseph Marr, in the pit exit lane there. So it looks like Swindell's is going to get ahead of him, but Swindell still needs to come in for his service. So once he does that, that'll promote Joseph back up into third place. We'll have to see if he's able to get ahead of Atchison and Zinn once they come in for their service. The gap holding steady about 1.3, 1.4 seconds between Zinn and Atchison, although that sector there is able to take a couple tenths out of Atchison. So I'm wondering if this is a low fuel load here for Atchison. Is he trying to save enough fuel to skip back to pit lane here? See, Zinn's taking a ton of time out of him this lap, almost half a second this lap. Let's go on board here with Justin Atchison, see if he pulls into the pits this time by. Yes, he is. So he's going to come in for service. Looks like Zinn going to go around one more lap. So interesting. See if he saved enough fuel there. Hey, let's pick up Kelly Greenhoe. Kelly's already been in for service, but he was trying to chase down Atchison up ahead. We'll see if he's able to leapfrog Atchison through pit service here. Atchison's still in his box. Exiting now. There's Greenhoe coming down the front straight. I think Kelly Greenhoe might get him. Atchison has the shorter line, but he has to go through the pit lane timing. Oh no, looks like Justin Atchison's going to get back out ahead of Kelly Greenhoe. Unfortunate for Kelly, popped in early, but Had a quicker lap time too, but unable to, his outlap, unable to convert that into gaining the position from Justin Atchison. So see if Greenhoe is able to close that gap back up, as he's lost almost 2 seconds to Justin Atchison now. So a slow outlap for Kelly Greenhoe, unfortunately, is going to cost him a shot at potentially step on the podium. You see current leader Brian Zinn heading into turn 12. He's got our lapped Cayman cars up ahead of Bykoff and Cooper. So I don't suspect Zinn has enough fuel to get around another lap. We should see him in this time for service. There he is into pit road. Now, question. How quick was his overcut lap? As we see Joseph Barr heading into the final corner now. Suspect he will easily take back top spot. Is Zinn still in his pit box? Here comes Atchison around now. Zinn exiting his box now. It's going to be tight between these two. See Zinn on the inside row. He might have just taken that spot away from Justin Atchison. Atchison he'll be up to speed though, heading down the straight. Zinn's going to get ahead just of Justin Atchison. The battle is now on for second spot. Atchison tried to look to the inside, so that one extra lap run by Brian Zinn was able to leapfrog Justin Atchison. We saw Atchison put in a couple slow laps there before he came in for pit service, and I'm going to say that's probably what cost him that position to Brian Zinn, but he was our pole sitter, so we'll see if he can find the pace to get himself back up top. Looks like now we're down to only 6 Cup cars. So this is our battle here, folks. This is about it. So Spencer Bodway, our car that was leading the GT4 class, come in for service. It's like a slower lap or slower pit stop for Spencer Bodway has cost him a top spot. Let's take a look at the times. 28.02 for Bono. Actually had the quickest stop of the GT4 class. So fortunately, just a quicker set of laps on the outlaps for John Cooper was able to get him ahead of Spencer Bodway. Now these 3 cars, and we've seen battle for the most part of this race. It's about the 10-minute mark. They're now linked back up again. They're going to battle for the last 2.5, just over 2 minutes to go. So it should give us this lap plus one more, and that'll be more or less all she wrote. To the battle for second place. Atchison now firmly on the back of Brian Zinn. We saw Atchison able to force Zinn into a mistake earlier on to go wide and take that spot away. See if he's able to do it again. Zinn going defensive, trying to cover off any inside lunge from Atchison. Atchison having to stay tucked in behind. If you can't make a decent overtaking opportunity, you're best off to stay tucked in behind, stay in that draft, trying to find a way to make a maneuver around later on. See Zinn going out wide, trying to cut back this corner, trying to maximize his exit speed. Onto the straight. This should be the penultimate lap. The start of the penultimate lap here. We'll see as Joseph Barr heads the line. See if Barney's got the white flag out. There it is. He's waving that white flag. So this is it. Last time around for our drivers. We see Atchison thinking about making a move into turn 1. Not quite enough to get his nose up along the inside of Brian Zinn. Zinn had to go defensive, but that's going to compromise his exit. See who gets a better run onto the short straight between turn 3 and 4. Or sorry, between turn 4 and 5 this is. Atchison again looking to the inside. It's going to be a battle of the late breakers here. Atchison with the inside line. It's going to force Zinn out wide. He's going to have to back out of the throttle a little bit to collect it up. Oh, they touch a little bit to the outside, but Zinn still looks like maybe a little bit of overlap here into the brake zone. Zinn going to try and dive it deep. He'll have the inside line to the next corner. So what a battle here for second spot on the last lap. Oh, just the tiniest of taps from Atchison onto the back bumper of Zinn. That's going to pretty much do it. You don't really have any more great overtaking opportunities here unless Atchison can get real close and make a run down the front straight. But at this point in time, he's too far back to get a run through the final corner. See Zinn trying to go out wide, maximize his pace into turn 12. That's going to pretty much be it as our leader, Joseph Marr, heading on to the front straight. One more corner to go for him. See our Cayman cars taking their checker or the white flag for them, but looks like Zinn and Atchison coming in behind. Atchison going to try and make a move at the line. He's not going to be able to do it. Zinn going to hold him off for second spot. See Kelly Greenhoe coming across the line there now. Richard Swindells out of the final corner. Well, I guess out of turn 12 for him. Up one spot in the day into 5th place. Let's go back to our GT4 battle. As Jonathan Cooper opened up a gap over Spencer Boonwhite. Roman Bykoff, not sure what happened to him, but he's fallen way back. Looks like he crashed possibly into turn 1. Let's see what happened here to Bykoff. Tried to make the move around the outside of Spencer Boonwhite, but up on the curbs and then up on the curbs again. Oh, he's going to lose the back end. Boonwhite manages to get around him. Nice save there by Spencer Boonwhite not to get collected up in Roman Bykoff. He was sliding off track. Means Jonathan Cooper here. He's going to lead them around. Barring any mistakes, Cooper should be able to take the win here in the Cayman class. Two more corners to go here. Jonathan Cooper lead the way over his buddy Spencer Boudouin. Spencer will get top points either way for the GT4 class. As I mentioned, John Cooper and Roman Bykoff, their points don't factor into the championship. They're just out there for bragging rights and pats on the back. But there we go, Barney waving the checkered flag. Across the line comes Jonathan Cooper, followed by Spencer Boudouin. Roman Bykoff will be our final car across the line there now. He's going to pick up the checkered flag. And that's going to do it for round 10 at Interlagos. Okay, we'll take a quick look at our results. There we go. Joseph Meyer brings it home in top spot. Brian Zinn in second place. Justin, oh, hold on here. Let's sort by classes. There we go. Porsche Cup, Joseph Meyer takes the win over Brian Zinn and Justin Atchison. Kelly Greenhoe in 4th. Richard Swindells in 5th. Daniel Salmon in 6th. And then our used car parking lot is going to contain Morgan Smith, Wesley Cottonor, Austin Diltz, and Fozzie Fazillo, who did not see the green flag. Over on the Cayman side of things, John Cooper takes the win over Spencer Boudouin. Roman Bykoff, Ozik Sulu got caught by the lead the lead Porsche Cup cars. That put him a lap down. He's going to finish 4th, and Federico Del Toro did not see the green flag. Okay, well, that was we had a couple battles all throughout that one, but again, if you're out there watching, you're in the league, get out here and race. You're not missing anything. You're not losing anything. You're not going to be ruining any championship battles. Just get out there, drive on track, have some fun, put in some laps. We'd love to see more cars out here on track. The more the merrier. Just adds to the battles. Nobody's going to complain. But that said, let's bring our race winner, Joseph Barr, into the booth here. Joseph, congrats on the win. How did your race go out there for you? Look like you were able to get it out front early on and then just kind of hold on to this one and pull it away to the end.
Yeah, pretty much. It went well. Just trying to keep it consistent and clean throughout the race, and it worked out.
So did you put much practice in here this week, Joseph, or is Interlagos just a track that kind of works well for you?
Fortunately, I knew the track from before, but I hadn't run it in a while. So I put in, I don't know, maybe 30 minutes or an hour of practice earlier in the week.
Well done. Next week we head to, oh crap, where was it? I can't remember what it was. Next week we head to Watkins Glen. How confident you feeling going into Watkins Glen?
I have no problem with it. So hopefully I got the same speed there that I had here.
Now, I think you were third coming into the points on this one. You feel like you've got anything to offer for the top two drivers? There was a bit of a points gap there. I'm not sure how the drops are factoring out. I know there's 4 drops, but I'm not sure what races you have to drop or points you have to gain. You think you still have a shot at taking that top spot here, Joseph, or are you pretty much fighting for third place?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty solid in third. I don't think I can catch them even if I won out the rest of the races, but this at least solidifies third over fourth.
Excellent job. Best of luck to you next week at Watkins, Joseph. Anybody you want to shout out here before we let you go?
Just thanks to all the admins for doing all this every week.
Well, excellent stuff. Best of luck to you next week, Joseph, and the final couple races towards the championship.
All right, thank you.
Take care. So that was Joseph Marr. Let's bring in our second place car of Brian Zinn. Zinn, it looks like you were able to hold off the charge from Justin Atchison there towards the end. Qualifying in fourth, got yourself up into second. How did your race go from your seat?
It was a struggle. I felt like I was captain of the struggle bus in this one, but thankfully, it looked like I was able to save some fuel enough to have a pretty decent pit stop and get me back in front of Justin, because I definitely wasn't going to be able to do that on pace alone.
You came in here leading the points over Mark Miller. It looks like Mark didn't show up this week, so you're going to have a little bit of a gap heading into Watkins Glen next week. Do you think you can wrap the championship up here, or do you think you still got some work laid out for you?
No, I'm going to have some work out for me, so because I'm going to trade off weeks with Mark because I'm going to be out of town next week. So it's a bummer to miss races this late in the season, but sometimes that's just life. So I'm definitely going to have to hope the drop weeks work in my favor, and then have a great season-ending race in 2 weeks, because I got a feeling I'm going to need it. I don't know how things are shaking out with the final drops and everything, but I knew tonight was going to be a challenge, so I feel like I really overachieved coming out with a P2 there, and honestly, that could very well mean the difference of the championship. I know Mark's going to be on his A game if he shows up for the final 2 races, so I can't discredit him right now, unfortunately.
Well, best of luck to you in 2 weeks' time, I guess, at Laguna. Zinn, anybody you want to shout out here before we let you go?
Just appreciate what you guys do, being able to broadcast this. It really helps promote the league, and it's fun to go back and watch the close action that you can't really see sitting in the car. So I just want to tip my hat to you and the rest of the broadcast team.
Well, appreciate it, Zinn. Best of luck in your bye week, I guess, your self-imposed bye week, and at Laguna Seca. We'll talk to you then.
Sounds good. See you guys in 2 weeks.
Bye now. So that was second place Brian Zinn, and that's going to pretty much wrap it up for this one here. We don't have any real chaos theory as we looked at the couple of incidents that happened throughout this one, so no real point in having another look at them. There was no wrecks, there's just a couple guys locking up the cars and going off track. So next week we head to next week we head to Watkins Glen, which is a great track in my opinion. It's one of my favorite tracks, although it is hard to pass there. You've really only got the one opportunity into turn 1, and really that's what it, unless you really want to throw it into the toe of the boot. But that's going to be next week. Hopefully we see even more drivers on track. But for myself, Rob Campbell, and the rest of my team here, which is myself and my dog Marshmallow, who's currently enjoying a bone and enjoy the racing, we'll see you next week. Bye for now.